bed tonight, say I am a revolutionary. Make that the last word. In case you don't wake up, then somebody say that. Then I am a revolutionary.
I got my gun, motherfucker, and you got yours. And if you try to shoot me with your gun, motherfucker, if you try to take my gun, well, then I intend to blow your motherfucking brains out.
Because we need some guns. Black people need some peace. White people need some peace. And we are going to have to fight. We're going to have to struggle. We're going to have to struggle relentlessly to bring about some peace, because the people that we're asking for peace, they're a bunch of megalomaniac warmongers, and they don't even understand what peace means. And we've got to fight them. We've got to struggle with them to make them understand what peace means.
People don't want you to have any guns are people that intend to use guns on you. We say there's something funny about the guns in our community. We don't mind there being guns in our community, but we say there's been a misdistribution of our guns. For some reason or another, they have all the guns.
I happen to be a part of the organization, the Black Panther Party. That is the only organization, in fact, that has came out and stood up loud and clear and said that we don't care what anybody says, whether they have guns or not, and badges or 18 uniforms. If whenever they step outside the bounds of legality into the bounds of illegality, then we'll blow their brains out if they're bothering the people. And what makes them mad about that? They're constantly bothering the people.
What we're saying is that we're more than people that are for armed struggle. We're people that are for armed struggle, for the purpose of bringing on the people's revolution, for the purpose of setting up initially a socialistic state, and for the purpose, secondarily, of advancing into what you could call utopia, or what we would call a communist state. We're saying that by observation and participation, by educating and by arming and by teaching the people revolutionary political power, we think that we as the vanguard can move those people that need to be moved that way. We can let those people ride our backs as oxen down the path of social revolution. And on and on and on, and finally, like we said, utopianism, or what you call communism.
We say all power to all people.
Nothing's more important than stopping fascism, because fascism will stop us all. We're going to see about Bobby, because Bobby came and saw about us.
Because we don't think that people that founded the Black Panther Party, the Liberation Party, the Vanguard Army for the revolutionary struggle on the international level, we don't think that's a person that's a criminal. As a matter of fact, we think that when Bobby Seale and Huey P. Newton got together in 1966, they got together as peacemakers, not as peace breakers. They got together to deal with the peace breakers. Peacemakers like the pigs, people that come in our community, occupy our territory like it's a foreign territory, as they do all over the world.
I'd be in the office every day. I'd be in the streets propagandizing every day. I'd be working with everybody every day. I'd be teaching that solidarity is the thing. The end of a complete wipeout of imperialism is the thing.
You know, I know a lot of people, that hear things like this and see things like this couldn't understand the motive behind this. Some of us young people, and you know what I mean, a lot of people couldn't understand. See, me myself, I was born in a so-called bourgeois community and had some of the better things you could say of life. And I found that even some of the better things of life for black people wasn't too cool. And I found that there was more people starving than there was people eating. And I found that more people didn't have clothes than they did have clothes. And I found that I just happened to be one of the few. And I made a commitment to myself that I wouldn't stop doing what I'm doing until all those people are free. A lot of times I wanted for it to be possible for people to be free under capitalism. I wanted for socialism to be able to be brought about through means other than violent means. But those were times when I was trying to be subjective. I was looking at things and trying to make them the way I wanted to make them be. Because I didn't mind dying, but I just thought, well, everybody shouldn't have to die.
What makes them mad about it is that they had black people and white poor people and red poor people and Puerto Rican poor people and Latin American Puerto Rican people of poor people of all descents. They had them caught up in movements based on racism when the Black Panther Party stood up and said that we don't care what anybody says. We don't think you fight fire with fire best, we think you fight fire with water best. We're going to fight racism, not with racism, but we're going to fight with solidarity. We said we're not going to fight capitalism with black capitalism, but we're going to fight it with socialism. I'm high off the people. Give me a beat now, come on now. Ain't you high? If you high, if you high, I'm high. I'm high. Oh, 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 I'm high.
revolution. Right. You might run a liberator like Harris Cleave out the country, but you can't run liberation out the country. You might murder a freedom fighter, but you can't murder freedom fighting.
After a 15-minute gun battle that cost Illinois Black Panther Party Chairman Fred Hampton his life,
if you do, you come up with answers that don't answer.
Sergeant Groth described the parade as 15 minutes of hell.
Explanations that don't explain.
A miracle because not one policeman was killed. A miracle because not more policemen were shot.
You come up with conclusions that don't conclude.
The firing stopped only when the occupants realized their arsenal was no match for the police arsenal.
And you come up with people that you thought should be acting like pigs, just acting like people and moving on pigs, and that's what we've got to do.
What they didn't understand, and what Edward B. Hanrahan doesn't understand, and what Richard Jolivet, his chief assistant, didn't understand, and what those police officers who put those 2 bullets in the skull of his head as he lay asleep didn't understand, and what Richard Nixon and his assistant lackey, Mr. Mitchell, don't understand,
is that you can't kill Chairman Fred.
right on!
What they didn't understand is that anyone who would try to kill him is and shall ever be an enemy of the people. And that whoever would do that can only be appropriately called not a person, but a pig. What they didn't understand when they did that is that pigs die, but Chairman Fred lives.
The Black Panther Party that they can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips that I am a revolutionary. And you're going to have to keep on saying that. You're going to have to say that I am a proletarian. I am the people. I'm not the pig. You've got to make a distinction. And the people are going to have to attack the pigs. The people are going to have to stand up against the pigs.